Engines roar! Let's go! Cars hitting that track, helmet strapped tight, and a man up front setting the show. AK on the rail, BJ in the mix, Bobby Joe going low, pushing for that spot. Monkey Man dives in, Viper holds lane, Lover Boy keeps the pace, Flash making the moves. Rusty keeps rolling, pilots on call, race control watching, keeping us all in line. Grip that wheel, hold your line, hear the crowd, feel the climb. Every lap we come alive, one more turn, we thrive. Heart to heart, we run this track. Heart to heart, no looking back. Turn by turn, we stay in sync. Heart to heart, we hit that bank. Heart to heart, we move as one. Heart to heart, till the race is done. Speed zone flash on the screen. Heart to heart, living the dream. Woo! Living the dream. Checker flag dreams under our name. Late break action, nobody gives. Potters on the radio, keep it clean. We hug that curve, sharp and mean. Dan the man laughs, take it wide. AK and BJ side by side. Bobby Joe cuts and Monkey Man moves high. Viper stays cool, Lover Boy sets the lines. Flash brings heat, Rusty brings grit. Speed zone cameras catch every hit. Grip that wheel, hold your line. Hear the crowd, feel the climb. Every lap we come alive. One more turn, we thrive. Heart to heart, we run this track. Heart to heart, no looking back. Turn
Finding a local, experienced custom home builder and remodeling contractor is a challenge. Since March of 1993, with a commitment to change and improve the quality of workmanship in this trade, Andrew Lohmeyer has strived to build his company to be the best in Maryland and build not just customer contacts, but friendships. ALC Contractors is an award-winning custom home builder serving clients of Central Maryland. A custom home builder that works with you every step of the way, from the design process to the completed project. If you'd like to see examples of our custom homes up close, just ask and we can give you some references. Contact us today to learn more about our custom homes, green homes, home additions, garages, home theaters, and kitchen remodeling projects. We can turn your dreams into reality. Call us at 410-356-7300 for your free home additions remodeling quote. ALC Contractors. Finding a local, experienced custom home builder and remodeling contractor is a challenge. Since March of 1993, with a commitment to change and improve the quality of workmanship in this trade, Andrew Lohmeyer has strived to build his company to be the best in Maryland and build not just customer contacts, but friendships. ALC Contractors is an award-winning custom home builder serving clients of Central Maryland. A custom home builder that works with you every step of the way, from the design process to the completed project. If you'd like to see examples of our custom homes up close, just ask and we can give you some references. Contact us today to learn more about our custom homes, green homes, home additions, garages, home theaters, and kitchen remodeling projects. We can turn your dreams into reality. Call us at 410-356-7300 for your free home additions remodeling quote. ALC Contractors.
Greetings, hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here down in Indianapolis, Indiana, as tonight, Heart to Heart Motorsports and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway will be presenting the IROC Series down here on to the famed big squared oval. The 2.5 mile long track is now engaged here on Speed Zone TV. Hi, everyone. I am the dead man with a hot mic in hand. My name is Christian Schreiber, and I am joining you here tonight here on the track and under the circuit, ready to show you what's going to be, what could be an absolute unit of pure speed and raw power mixed in with drafting and capabilities. Here is your Spa Auto Sales grading starting lineup. On the pole, the number 15 will be Vincent Shore. The outside, and the 11 is Lane Powell. Row number 2 will be the 31 of Andrew Lohmeyer. The outside, and the 03 is Scott Cazenave. Row number 3 and the 95 is Austin Corn Post. The outside, and the 9 is Alan Marr. Row number 4 and the 5 will be Rusty Robinson. The outside, and the number 8 will be Ronald Robertson. Row number 5 will be the 12 of Dan Coles on the outside, and the 71 is Lucas Wright. Row number 6 and the 00 is going to be BJ Lane. The outside, the 13 is Steve Harrison. Row number 7 in the 33 is Jonathan Campbell, the outside. In the 14, that will be driven by Frank Caruso. Row number 8 is going to be driven tonight by the number 47 of Bud Light, Mike, the outside. And that 20 is Benny Jones. Row number 9 in the number 2, it's William Martin, the outside. In the 67, finishing it out will be William Yoakum. Race fans, we are now set to get to the grid and get to the starting lineup here. All drivers now ready to engage onto the track. It's time to let the engines come to life and bring them down for race time. Field is getting ready to roll down onto the speedway here. Everyone getting ready to go. I do apologize. My voice sounds a little bit coarse and a bit bad. Just got out of the cockpit and then finally got my first win of the season in a league that has been absolutely a pain in the butt to get a win in, and that's what makes it so much more worth it when you can get it dialed in. And that's exactly what these drivers have got to be thinking and feeling right now, preparing up into this kind of level in this kind of situation. So I do apologize up again if my voice does sound a bit off at times. I will be trying my best to get it some nice little liquid moisture inside there to keep it fresh. But I cannot promise that it will be perfect all night. I may sound like I'm going in and out pretty bad, so I do apologize for that in advance. Your field of drivers though ready to come on down to the speedway here and get things rolling. The famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Definitely a track not to be messed with. Square in shape, oval in design, 2.5 miles in length. This track, the Brickyard, is known and famed to be, is not for the weak of heart. Drivers come and go here plenty of times, but only the best can ever be given the chance to kiss the bricks. Pace car's going to come off this time by turn number 4 here, race fans. We're getting ready to roll them onto the speedway here and down onto the shot. Here we go. In proximity and in lane, ready to race, race fans. It is showtime here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Green flag is out, and here we go, 50 laps to the distance. Vincent Short's going to take the lead right out of the gate here. Lane Powell going to be pulling it right behind him here, trying to get some momentum carried through. Meanwhile, in the back of the markers, 95 of Corn Post right now trying to get into the draft zone with the number 31 of Andrew Lohmeyer, while Scott Cazenave tries his best to keep things in rhythm, keep things in check. Through the rhythm sections and down into the tunnel turns. No one letting off into the turns, keeping momentum up high. Movement in the back, everybody trying now to find their lane. Look for the drivers early on to try to stay to the bottom lane and try to keep things clear of trouble. Less tire wear, the better, but there's where the track comes into play. There's the draft. Those long straightaways, 2.5 miles in length. Open the doors wide open for some serious openings here. It may not be as crazy as the Indy 500, but you got to think these drivers can certainly match it in terms of spectacle and speed. And their control of these machines right now showing wonders here as Lohmeyer getting passed up by the 95 of Corn Post. On the 9 of Alomar, shoots to the inside, now pushing the Rowdy Forever, number 31, up towards the top, pushing him around into the lane here as now Corn Post and Marr have made their way around. Meanwhile, behind him here on the number 5, Rusty Robinson, having a little go at it here with Robertson of the Ronald of 8. The number 8 of Ronald Robertson right now trying to keep the 12 and the 5 at bay right now, but he's having all he wants right now to do with this. Speed going to be hard to keep under control here as they ling their way through the turn. Down on the top side right now, it is Vincent Short having to now play into the factor of losing his race lead away. Lane Powell has jumped ahead. You've got a new leader. Last week, not to be named, not to be mentioned, controversy on the track. But today, the drivers and the admin said flat out, coming to this one, expect the unexpected and expect drivers to race even harder than before. Expect nothing less from them as usual. I talked to a few of these guys before going on the show today. They said flat out, yeah, we're here to win, obviously. We're not here to make friends. And they certainly are trying to do what they can to try to keep that speed in between. Joining us here fans here in the conversation, Lincoln. Let's go Lane. Larry Powell says Powell Power Shazam. Great catfish says let's go Powell and Campbell. Brian 747 says Powell. Noah Stokes says Powell's got this in the bag. Getting Short, rooting on for Vincent Short. Bandit Pest Control giving the old wave at Campbell in the 33. Connor Webb says go team. Heart to Heart Motor Streams says good luck to all drivers and joined us as well. Jeremy Willis says Larry get a sit on the track tonight and needs an LP father and son duo out there. And Megs 28 as well with Let's Go Campbell 33 and Bra 1800 says 33 getting the dub. It's great to have you all on board here today for our showcase. Take a look at the back of the pack right now. Here's Steve Harrison, the number 13, having a little bit of a draft charge there on the number 14 there of Frank Caruso and the 33 of John Campbell. Campbell, one of those drivers that the fans were rooting on here in this one, but seemingly right now anyway, kind of finding him in a bit of a, I don't want to say tumultuous spot. It's not exactly a spot you want to place yourself in these kind of conditions with this kind of spot here. Lauren Bell, 2808, has said number 33. Well, showing a lot of love down there to that 33 machine. We'll see how they handle and how they fare right now. You're on board here with Jonathan Campbell. As you can see just how tight these tunnel turns are, these corner ends. And the funny thing is that the NASCAR Cup Series and then just ran down there at Pocono, and guess what? That turn 2 is literally this exact turn. It is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway turn. It is one of those toughest turns that can wear and tear on the tires, wear and tear on a driver's mindset. Always looking to try to keep yourself under control and trying to keep yourself at play with the way things go. Never can be too certain and never can be too loose on your morals. You got to be making sure you're keeping power and speed up at full gauge. Lucas White right up ahead here of our number 47 of Bud Light right now. Bud Light starting in the 15 spot today. Lucas 14 down. He started in 10. Trying to hustle his way back in it. It's crazy to see, like, again, some of these drivers last week, again, I know with the plate track and all, but I've always said it before and I'll say it again. Plate tracks and this kind of track style, they kind of intertwine in some ways, but now you got to put yourself into the racing mindset of running on those intermediates and running on a super speedway stylist race. It does a damper on the mindset because, again, you're throwing in with more speed, more power, trying to make sure that you got enough tires in the car, make sure you got enough speed and control around here, and it can certainly do everything where they need to. Brian asked where the other drivers seem to be at. Well, I assume some of them are probably busy from this one. Missing a good couple of them, I do see that, but thankfully, those that did show up here, they are putting on an excellent show, in my opinion, so far. Lane Powell right now with the race lead here, and let's go on board here with Lane. You see Scott Casanova here in the 03, made his charge around the 15 Vincent Short. Now, I will say this, I'm going to hold off on further comment on how well the strategy may appear at the moment, because again, we got to look at it from this angle here, guys. Look at it from my point of view and the way you have to run as a driver. You're on a long run setup, in a long run situation. You got to worry about the fuel. You got to worry about the tires. You can't go crazy hard out of the gate. qualifying in a higher spot and staying within reach of that spot, that's usually what most drivers will say is the best option, the best kind of thing to get around. And honestly, I don't really see it any other way. You got to stay focused and stay completely and ready. Remember your marks and remember hitting that spot. So when you need to make the pass, you look for the correct opening, look for the correct spot. It's very hard to do, and it can be very challenging in some ways because that can be an absolute unit on each one of these drivers and can change things in the dynamic perspective. Here's a look right now at your time delta lap times. This is presented in part today by Buchanan Resort. You can see again just how quick that green catches up to Powell. Again, he is getting drafted up here pretty quickly and getting a lot of hard runs here from Cazenave. And Cazenave, that time, he gained another 1/10 of a second on him. It may not seem like much to you guys, but you got to think, these things are going at speeds well over 170 to 190 miles per hour, entering in and exiting off of a turn. They are absolutely cooking when that speed gets rolling and thing gets really charged up around there. Andrew Lohmeyer here getting passed back up on the Alan Marr on the 9. You saw him get a little bit squirrely there off turn number 2 if you caught that in your little corner view mirror. Marr right now smelling blood in the water like a shark in the ocean. Sees the time to go on the attack and tries to edge himself in. Didn't quite get him that time around. And meanwhile, up ahead of the race lead, you've got a battle for it. 3-car battle for this one. Powell, Cazenave, and Cornpost defending and fighting. But Cazenave to the inside. Couldn't make the run. Saw the shot. But again, I'll say this. If you want to try to pass in those tunnel turns, good luck. Be my friend. Passing in those turns, how do I put it nicely without getting demonetized on YouTube? It's like if you're trying to fit a Lego piece the size of a skyscraper into probably maybe what I could best consider like the smallest Cheerio in the world. How does it work? It doesn't. Trying to pass in those corners with these cars, this kind of setup, you are asking for trouble unless you have a good deal of respect from the other driver to be able to push together like that and be able to slam into one another and hold that lane down. Because no matter what, you try to pass in that corner, you're either going to drift up into that wall and destroy your car, or you're going to have a whole lot to go. Right here, there it is, right there. Look at how wide Marr just took that corner then. Again, he wasn't trying to get into Lohmeyer. He backed off, and Lohmeyer had to back off too. That's what caused them to have to go side by side like that. And again, that results in a lot of slowdown, which then gives anybody that's behind him a good chance to build that speed back up. And just like that right there, you saw the move. Marr made his move. He got the run, but at what cost? He cost himself a lot of time there and lost a lot of ground there on the rest of the field, especially the leaders. He's going to need a little bit of help from the leaders right now, hoping to get a chance here to catch back into it. That would not go according to plan. And now look at this on the inside. Here comes Cornpost. Cornpost maybe looking for the run. He's going to force Powell here. Does he back off or is he trying to go for it? He's going to go for it. Powell will back off. He surrenders the race lead. You've got a new leader. But Powell, look at this. The ingenious nature of it. Watch how he backed off. You notice how he slowed down just a little bit, then came back down. He found the corner end, and now he's looking to try to get the slingshot working in his favor, trying to build the momentum back in his favor. Great driving by the 11. But the problem is, though, is doing that does result in tearing up those tires and getting yourself into more of a troublesome situation. I don't think I need to remind anybody about 2008 with tire wear on this track. This track, with these heavy pieces of machines, it does not matter how many times you try to figure out how to beat these things out. These tires will shred up around these parts of town. And Powell now yet again going to surrender another position. It looks like a Scott Cazenave. No, not going to give up yet. Powell realizes he might not be in a good position, but he can't give up that lane. He drives slightly above the outside lane, but again, you can just see how loose that right side tires get out. They're flat tracking it off that end, and the rear end has to kind of corner out, allowing the driver to steer back in, trying to hope to make sure they can make some momentum to square back up in that position. That's very crucial stuff here when you think about it. time to take a look at our leaders' lap time and results here. Again, they're laying down in the 53 time zones here. If you stay in the 53s, you'll be doing good. But as time progresses, those tires will wear and tear and throw everyone off for a good level of this race. Cornpost, though, doesn't seem to mind it too much. He's keeping his momentum up beautifully, and it's keeping him well in control of this one. Working down through the field right now here. Let's take a look at the 00 BJ Lane and Frank Caruso's battle going on. This is the battle for 10th here as Lane surrendering it off turn number 2 with Caruso. Caruso there actually made a great pass there. Kind of waited his time there and bit his tongue entering in through turn 1. Then on turn 2, saw the opening. Took full steam ahead and took well in control of that. Speaking of taking control of that, you got openings, you got to go for them. If you're a driver, you don't let openings up, you go for them. Lucas right in the 71 making his march up as he gets ahead of BJ Lane. And again, Lucas qualifying in the top 10. Fell back for a little while now. Seems to be kind of making the pace, making the momentum. My question is, though, is that going to be a factor in terms of how much time he's lost? Again, it's 2.5 miles in length. This is not a track you can lose time on. You need that pace and you need that drive up ahead of everything. Keep yourself well in control and well in the playing field here. That is the hardest part about racing in this kind of level, in this kind of position. Time to get out another time delta sheet stack here. Let's see our laps in between in the gain and ground. And you can just see too just how much of those laps keep wearing and tearing. You saw lap 10 there. Really making a bit of a difference there in terms of overall momentum. Now that gain of ground, that was basically when he started to shoot away and started to get further away. But notice how much he lost it as he got further and further into the area here and into the run. I think that's honestly what kind of made a bigger difference in this case here. Vincent Short, speaking of slowing up a bit, kind of hard to believe the number 1 seed entering into this race. Kind of falling back into the 4th spot here. I don't know what his strategy is or what he's up to. I can only speak for myself when I think maybe he's just trying to give himself a nice little bit of momentum to use up for later. And just trying to keep it nice and easy. Though very hard to say right now, especially the way things have been playing out on this side of the town and on this side of the run. Lohmeyer deep the inside again. And again, you can see there's not a whole lot of room to pass because, again, when you're going that low, you need the outside lane to diamond off from. Whereas if that end is not open, then you have nowhere to go unless you're going right in for the other driver. And trust me, I say this, you do not want to get into the other drivers. That's no man's land down there. Look at Marr now, going to the deep side again. He's looking for a run here. He's looking for someone short. Oh, he's going to get it, and then some. Short into the wall, got cornered up by the 9. Yellow. Yellow is out. Your top driver today in the terms of starting spot found himself in a terrible predicament there. And my word, he found himself in a nasty collision course. Motorist quit on the number 15, and I think he might be done and out for this one. Take a look at the replay. This is presented in part today by our friends at ALC Contractors. Came right out turn 4, and again, Short clipped the wall. This is what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, you heard the motor. It quit on him. Yeah, nothing he can do about it. Came right up into that lane and just tried to get off there as soon as he could. And he had nowhere to go. And what a terrible, terrible break for the fastest qualifier today. Yeah, right there you can see he barely even turned it to the left. Again, that's just natural reaction. Once you clip the wall, you want to try to get it off that position as soon as possible. But again, there's not a whole lot you can do when they come up into you like that. One more look at it. Let's just Mars side it here. I mean, that right there just tells you the tale, honestly. Mar had nowhere to go. He saw from his opening and vantage point, he had room to push that run. But the problem is, you get into that position, you kind of find yourself in that place. There's just nothing you can do about it. Pit stop's underway right now here. We'll see how this one fares. Again, short out of the race. Corn Post going to come in. Everyone taking tires, and I don't blame them. Powell going to beat Casanave out of pit road. Robinson going to go in the 4th spot. Lohmeyer getting the 5th spot. Robertson going to get 6th. 7th's going to be Caruso. 8th will be Cullison. Wright getting 9th, and Lane going to get in the 10th spot. Tina Lane coming in tonight as Bobby Joe says, Bobby Joe saying, go Scott, nicely done. Thank you, Bobby Joe, for coming on board. Crazy Catchfish says, if everything is under control, you're not going fast enough. Well, maybe on the dirt side I'll agree, but asphalt, that's a whole other animal in itself, as much as I hate to admit it. And I literally just won a race on the asphalt, not even literally a couple of minutes ago here. That's why, again, my voice is so shot. That was that was something I really wanted to get. I've been waiting so long to get a victory. There truly is nothing like it, race fans. When you race with absolute best and the toughest, and all of a sudden you get that win, I don't care what it is. It is the most special feeling ever. It really is, I'm telling you. Coming down the front straightaway here, race fans ready to line them back up as we bring him back to the green flag here. We charge him up and send him on down. Corn post will lead him. Field right now working their way through. Lane Powell getting the race lead away from Austin Cornpost for the minute. We'll have to see how well that plays out in factors here because things are now starting to kick up a bit. Approaching halfway point so far. This has been a doozy, folks. And again, I've talked about it I don't know how many times. I will keep mentioning it. That draft is going to be the factor that wins this race. I'll argue all day that the driver's technique and skill is the thing that will win the race. But you got to look at it from what I'm seeing. If you keep that driver behind you far enough and keep that draft out of their end, it's one less weapon they can use against you. And just like that, there it is, right in the inside lane. Lohmeyer making the run here. Robinson backing off, trying not to give Robertson behind him any more ammo to use on him and any more momentum. Steady as she goes and keeping things under control. Every one of these drivers right now know they are in a very tight predicament, a very tough little end here. Noah Toe says, "Get her, pal. I turned the UFC fight off for this." Well, I mean, can we technically call this the freedom race, if you will, for the IROC series? I don't know. I mean, we are in Indy. Another thing missing around here is another bald eagle flying around this part of town. But yeah, now speaking of flying like a bald eagle off them good years, old Cornpost, he's found some momentum. He got around Powell yet again. Now Powell with company on his doorstep. He's going to need some help here. If he could try to get Cazenave in as well as Lohmeyer to help him out here, I think he might have something in this case. Martinez Flooring says, "Late to the game, but I'm here. Great to have you on board." Ian Henderson says, "Show them how it's done, Powell." And H. Blinken says, "That's my man's." Got a lot of love coming down here on the speedway. Cornpost leads it, but again, he is obviously in a very tight predicament. He's giving a lot of openings, in my opinion, with that draft line. But it looks like he thinks he's confident enough in his racing ability to keep the power up and keep the power on down the track. Got a lot of draft lane coming here from Powell. He's shooting quick up to him, but he just can't quit to get around him. And again, he's having to take that corner in very tight, very tough here. That's what's giving him so much trouble. He's all that speed and momentum he carried in the draft, he had to back it off. They basically reset. The rest of the field right now trying to do much of the same here. BJ Lane in the 00, Lucas Wright and Dan Collison kind of marching along to their own beat of their own drums in the middle here with Vincent Short finally getting the 15 back on the track. Down the inside lane, right in lane. Trying to hold on. Looked like Wright kind of gave him a bit of an opening there, and it looked like Lane was trying to shoot through that gap, but again, didn't want to tear too much of the tires up. So he backed out, stayed under control. Vincent Short right now trying to get some runs going here. Again, he's going to have a little bit of a fresher tire set and probably a little bit of a fresher car than some of these drivers, having got that engine replaced and got a new car into his zone here. But Olson not giving him any room and not giving him any inches here. Meanwhile, back up to the front. And you got a whole bunch of them right now looking for that race lead. Starting it with Cazenave, Powell, and then, of course, the race leader, Cornpost. And again, just look at how far that tilt and the skew of these cars are turning in and out of the corner. They are literally shredding the right side ends up, just trying to get that thing to dial down in the corner and dial into the turn. And it's because of that and that draft that helps out a lot, but also when you overdrive it, it also can give you a lot of problems down there. Austin Cornpost right now still leading us down here as the rest of the field kind of starting to gain their own lanes and kind of get their own traction control bowed up. A whole lot of them right now kind of separating themselves out further and further along in the distance. Guys like Alan Marr, Lucas Wright, BJ Lane, Dan Colson, and Rusty Robinson trying to find their lanes and trying to find their controls on the track here. Speed and control right now, again, still playing a huge factor here with only 18 laps left to go. And again, that may not seem like much, but you got to think, 52-second laps, 2.5 miles on length. This is absolutely tearing these guys a new one right now, just trying to hold on. And now lap traffic going to come up and be a factor too here shortly as well. It sounds like as they're getting closer and closer up into the field. Gazanay trying to find a run here on Lane Powell, but just can't seem to get something going here for him. flag out on the track here. Yellow is out. Looks like William Yoakum having a problem down there. I didn't quite catch that on my end just for a second there. I'll have to take a quick look here and see what happened exactly, as I'm currently dealing with some glitch graphic gremlins on my end here. Well, this was going to be a very, I don't really know what happened here. Take a look. Now, I have no idea if the motor quit on the 67 or if there was something else wrong or what, or he had a monitor go out or his pedals or shifter went off or what. But, well, I mean, honestly, I'm not a fan of the yellow call, but again, iRacing is the one that does the calls there. I don't know. I'm definitely not a fan of that situation, though. I hope there's a good reason that had happened there. Otherwise, honestly, I just don't really like seeing that kind of situation happen when you got good racing out on the track. Everybody now going to get themselves squared back up in pace here and get themselves ready to reel down on the speedway. Let's see how this one comes out of pit road. Everybody is in. Everyone is taking tires and fuel, or maybe not. Looks like some of them taking a little bit of a change in course. Oh! Wow, that was certainly a pit stop there. Ronald Robertson, first one out. Looks like he only took fuel there, did not take any tires. Judging by the outlook here, very, very interesting strategy in my opinion. So right now, the number 20 of Benny Jones is going to get waved around the track here. He'll get waved around the pace car in just a second. That'll put everybody back in position here. Bobby Joe says they are saving them tires. They'll be back next week as well, hopefully. Like, see you back here as soon as possible there, Bobby. We want to see you on the track. We love having you in the comments, but we'd love to see you race, sir. Still a lot of love down there for Powell right now here as Blinken showing some love. Although a lot of the fans and drivers are a little still confused about that situation here, but from William Yoakum, they are going to refire. Everybody now getting tires warmed up, getting ready. Could this possibly be their last pit stop before this one comes to a close? We're about to find out with 13 laps left to go. Bobby says it was on vacation. Well, I mean, I get it. You got to take a vacation once in a while, but man, when you're in the fight for the championships and the points, got to go for them wins too. Field now squaring themselves up. Start picking your favorites, pick your names, pick your drivers, because this could get interesting. Coming off turn number 4 this time on by race fans. We're going to send them back down to the green flag. Pace car exiting off the front straightaway here into pit road. Field ready to send it back on down. 13 and up still in this one. They are not out of the lead lap yet. But will anyone be able to find a way to get around Robertson as we bring him back to the green? The hard charge begins again. Powell on the outside. Gonna have to find his lane. Hard charge. Trying to find an opening here on Robertson. Robertson not giving it anything yet. But that's forcing Cornpost to make a move and decision. Whoa, as he shoots it straight high. Well, that was close. Almost caught the back bumper there of Robertson. And Powell now trying to use the traffic to his advantage against Cornpost. But Cornpost is going to make his move around Robertson this time by. Now comes the fight. Down in the middle here and into the back spack. You got mid-back madness engaged. A whole bunch of them trying to get a work around here. They're going to go 3 wide down the front straightaway. You better figure this one out quick. You don't want to be in there when you're going to turn 1. If I said 2 cars going turn 1 was not good, you can imagine what turn 3 is. It's not good. It's the aftermath. It's the shadow realm. You don't want to go there. They all clear it going down that front straightaway, but Lucas Ray, in my opinion, the biggest victim and loss of that one. He didn't quite get himself out of that mess in time, and it cost him precious momentum. Everybody right now hunting down those 2 front runners and now on Cornpost. Does Cornpost have enough time to get around Powell? He certainly does, but does he have the momentum? Powell may not give him another shot, and he's trying to swerve him off his tail. Perhaps taking a book out of Cornpost's spot, though. Stay in the lane. Don't worry about the rest. Larry Powell says, now for the real freedom fight. I don't disagree with that. Everybody in the mid-pack up to the race lead is in the fight, and they are in this to win it. Cornpost, though, he found an opening. He's got run, but can he make it work? Trying to get back in the trap. Powell having to jive back up. He knew he had nowhere to go. Now he corners it down quickly, trying to get a lane off it. Oh, I already know exactly what Powell's feeling right now. It's sheer terror, adrenaline, your heart pumping, your thoughts overwhelming you, your mind trying to stay clear, just trying to hang on for just so many laps now. Meanwhile, in the top 5 battle, the battle for 3rd is engaged. Robertson, despite not taking tires in a bold strategy, he's now trying to hang on to position, trying to hang on as he continues to deal with pressure on his inside. Cornpost getting a little bit more momentum that time by. Might have something coming down the back straightaway. Powell dipping down again, trying to block his run, trying to get the dirty air to flow through. He doesn't want him in the clean. He wants him out of it. You got an absolute barn burner going on right now between 1st, 2nd, and then the top 5. It's hard to really give you a good idea which one to watch out for because they're all just battling hard for this one. We'll switch them back and forth. Cornpost realizes he's in trouble. He's got to make a move. It's an old slobber knocker around these parts of town, as JR would say. And it is a doozy. Cornpost, sly opening. Looked like he might have had a shot on the inside. Can't quite get it. Powell defends it. Meanwhile, right behind Caruso, he overdrove one, sent to the outside. Now forced to redeem the spot. I have no idea how Robertson's holding on to that 3rd spot, but man, he is keeping them at bay. Perhaps taking a page out of Lane Powell's book right now. Sees that he can't give anything up now. He just got to keep that momentum going. Look at how much this steering right now is working through. These guys are absolutely cooking the steering wheel and cooking those tires, just trying to get that power down the track. Oh my! Robertson's on the inside lane, trying to keep Scott Cazenave at bay. Nave's not giving him an inch. Scott on the outside. Everybody looking for that position. They want around him. Oh no! Yellow! Cazenave and Robertson making contact on turn number 1. Oh my! Oh no! Campbell! Oh no! Oh my! To the Campbell fans out there, turn your camera off for a second. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What has happened? Let's take a look at the replay. Let's look at this. Again, this is what I was talking about earlier. The way these cars go and handle entering through those tunnel turns side by side is a recipe for disaster and can lead to more trouble. Again, look at Cazenave. He drove as hard as he could, but that narrow end of the gap causing Cazenave to get into the 8 and causing this dilemma to pop up. And just when we thought that it couldn't get worse, it got worse. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh. Let's take another look at it here. We're going to go towards our cockpit cam here. Let's take a look at Ronald Robertson's view. Everything looks good here until we're going to go on board as well here with Campbell and just see what the heck caused this situation. I think, honestly, it may have just been he didn't realize where the wreck was. You can see the smoke. He thinks he's clear. And then Cazenave didn't realize where he was at. Oh, no. And that's just terrible. Oh, my gosh. Terrible, terrible situation as the spotter did not tell in time, in my opinion, what was going on. And now puts us into this situation with 6 laps to go. Only one going into pit road from the main group. It's Lucas Wright. Scott Cazenave going to get himself out of pit road quickly here. I believe he is going to, well, he's not going to be a lap down just yet. Campbell, though, in pit road having to take a tow. Nothing he can do about that. Let's see what Lucas Wright says. If I'm him right now, if I got tires, I'm taking them. Forget everything else. Get the fuel and get tires. That's exactly what he's going to do. Now that's using the brain, but he only took left sides. Ooh. Only left side tires for the 71. I don't know about that one. That's a very bold strategy. We're going to have 4 laps remaining when we get back to the green flag here. Absolutely pure insanity here and pure insanity and just racing here today, to say the least. perhaps maybe the final time, race fans, with 4 laps to go. This can get interesting. I would not want to be on that outside lane, though, going into this start, folks. This could be a very tricky situation. Well, this could be the final freedom fight we have tonight. Haymakers aplenty and fights all around us. There are top 6. Powell, Cornpost, Marr, Caruso, Robinson, and Bud Light Mike. All of them are about to do battle once more. Will this be the final restart? We're about to find out as they come down the front straightaway one more time. This restart will tell the tale. Do not let up and give it all you got. Coming to the restart zone. Looking for the flag. Entering into the zone now, and the flag will weave them in. Here we go. Huge restart for Powell. Shoots to the outside. Has to get it down the bottom quickly. Get the speed going. Here comes Marr. Deep from behind the inside. Caruso trying to get underneath it. Cornpost falling back in lane. Now looking for his opening. Cornpost is there. It's a fight now here, race fans. Everybody wants it. Powell deep to the bottom, trying to get Cornpost off his tail. He knows he can't let him have any run entering into the tunnel turns. Alan Marr is right there with him in the mix and in the fight, trying to stretch and keep this thing clean and green. 3 laps now left to go. Powell trying to hold it. Cornpost is there. All I can say is for experience, Powell, just follow the line. Don't worry about him. This first chance you let him get into your head, your race is done and over with. He's trying to hold on. He's going to block. Trying to keep it slightly above, just enough to hold on Cornpost, but Cornpost, oh! Cornpost got loose. He had to backtrack it down. He's looking for help from Marr to give him a slight draft, heading for the corner. Now down into turn number 3, trying to shoot it to the inside again. He can't get it. He's got a slight opening, but again, he's overdriving and not getting enough of the exit. Overdriving entry means a terrible exit. And again, you see the rear wheels just clipping out on him. And right there is exactly what I was talking about. He slams the wall on turn number 4. 2 to go. Marr now smells blood in the water again. He's looking for them both. Can he get to both of them in time with what he's got left? Powell, though, gave an opening. Cornpost to the inside. He's got to run. Cornpost trying to get to him. He goes back down low. He throws the block. They're both side by side heading in. Cornpost is all the way to the bottom. He went into the grass lane. Powell is trying to hang on, but Marr now, he's in the hunt. Oh my word, we've got ourselves a white flag lap coming up. Which one's it going to be? Could it be redemption time? Could it be another victory in the growing streak of Cornpost? We're about to find out as the white flag comes out. The place is going nuts right now. No one's sitting down. They want to see this one through and through. Cornpost trying to get him. He backed off. Now he's sending him up for the final corners. Powell, though, is defending. He's blocking. Trying to hang on. He got a good block there coming off the turn. Trying to set it down one more time. Can he hang on? for the home stretch. Coming for turn number 3. Can he hold up Thornpost for one more turn? He got him in 3. I think he's got it. Sets up turn 4. Hold it down, and he's done it. Lane Powell has finally got the run. He's got it. Your winner in Indy for the IROC Series is going to be Lane Powell. Wow. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's just pure hard racing all day and every day. His first win of the season. And honestly, after all the heartache and headaches, I think this one might be just a bit sweeter. Cornpost, nothing to be ashamed of here. He'll still have a good points lead for his points battle in the IROC Series. But tonight, he'll have to take stage left and let Lane Powell tonight take his bow. What a performance. All right, let's take a look at our race results here, race fans, and then we're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break as I get the drivers ready. Lane Powell, finally, after numerous races, being on the back step and being put to the back burners, he gets it done today. Cornpost increasing his points battle and getting a soft, solid second place finish, but did not let this one up to Lane. He gave him everything he had. And Alan Marr, what can you say about this guy? He was literally a shark in a feeding frenzy. He ate good, and he made it work. Frank Caruso going to go 4th. Rusty Robinson going to go 5th. Andrew Lohmeyer 6th. Dan Colson going to go 7th. Bud Light Mike 8th. 9th goes to Lucas Wright, and 10th will go to Ronald Robertson. What a beautiful story and race it has been here tonight, race fans. When we come back, we talk with the top 3.
Finding a local, experienced custom home builder and remodeling contractor is a challenge. Since March of 1993, with a commitment to change and improve the quality of workmanship in this trade, Andrew Lohmeyer has strived to build his company to be the best in Maryland and build not just customer contacts, but friendships. ALC Contractors is an award-winning custom home builder serving clients of Central Maryland. A custom home builder that works with you every step of the way, from the design process to the completed project. If you'd like to see examples of our custom homes up close, just ask and we can give you some references. Contact us today to learn more about our custom homes, green homes, home additions, garages, home theaters, and kitchen remodeling projects. We can turn your dreams into reality. Call us at 410-356-7300 for your free home additions remodeling quote. ALC Contractors.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live here from Indianapolis, and now it's time to talk with your top drivers here tonight. And I think this one's been on the radar for most of you guys in the chat tonight. He's finally done it. Out of the basement and into the top spot tonight of the mountain. He was looking for it. Lane Powell back into victory lane. And Lane, congratulations. Finally getting this 11 back where you believed it belongs. And, man, you had to literally earn it and fight for this one throughout.
Yep. Man, I'm out of the darkness to the top step. Honestly, kind of surprised that this is the one that I finished in first for, because I haven't really practiced much for this one. This is probably my worst track, but man, Austin gave me a good run for my money there. It's getting a little tight those last few laps, and like I said, I've been fighting for this one, so I'm happy to be here.
Talk me through, I think it was literally 3 or 2 to go there. You and Corn Post, you're both side by side there, going down the back straightaway. We barely just caught the end of it, but you were literally so far down on that bottom that he basically took a little trip down into the great green grassy prairie of Indy. I mean, I got to believe you two were not going to give an inch to the other, and one was going to have to let this one off, and he backed off, of course, but I got to believe, man, had anything else gone crazier, that could have been more disastrous for you in this case, couldn't have?
Austin's a clean driver, man. If I'm being honest, he was faster than me the whole night. I just, luck of the draw, ended up where I needed to be after the last restart and just had to play the best defense I could. And it got a little tight there at the end, but, you know, Rubin's racing, so I'm just glad we didn't cause a pile up there at the last lap. But try to keep it clean, try to, you know, keep the tires in the right spot. Had a few corners where I got a little bit understeer, so I had to check up a little bit, but like I said, this track's not the easiest thing ever, so man, like I said, I'm just happy to end up here. Looking forward to the Glen next week and the rest of the season. This has been a lot of fun, and I will always tell people sim racing is the most amount of adrenaline you can get sitting in the middle of your bedroom. So
I can fully concur on that one. So, but Powell, my friend, you have finally exited the basement. You get to stay up here in the limelight with us.
Some sunlight, baby.
Who we thanking for this one?
All right, brother. Thank you.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your race winner here tonight, Lane Powell in the number 11. All right, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and chat it up now with our second place finisher here tonight, Austin Cornpost. Now joins me here onto the stage. Austin, congratulations yet again. Another podium, another day, and a hard day's racing book. We just talked to Powell a second ago. He said you were honestly the faster of the two. I kind of just want to get your thoughts on that and how this one kind of played out there coming to the final 5.
I mean, yeah, I don't think either one of us were hoping for that caution at the end there. And I felt like once I did get in front of him, I could pull on him a little bit, but he beat me out of pit lane there, last caution, and or last pit stop we did. And yeah, we're just trying to keep it clean. We did get into each other a little bit. He got loose, I got tight, so that's just the way it goes. I loved every minute of it. He's good, fast, clean racer, so I can't complain. He earned this one.
He certainly did indeed, and really honestly too, Austin. I mean, throughout tonight, you were bad fast. You were definitely tough to get around and kind of get to work. And did the cautions in your mind kind of be the Achilles heel that kind of disrupted everything here in your mind tonight?
The earlier cautions, no. I feel like the whole field needed it just because tire wear just sucks so bad here. But that late caution, no. I really didn't need it. I was really good on the long run, saving my tires. So once I went in the last time to pit, I just sent it, man. We were racing pretty hard there.
You certainly were indeed, and today it transfers you into a second place spot again. So, Austin, who do you want to thank here tonight for this second place position?
Yeah, I want to thank Speed Zone for what they do for the league. Heart to Heart. Any sponsor has anything to do with this league. I know there's a ton. I don't have the time to name them all off, but we appreciate everything they do and anything anybody else does for the league. We appreciate it. And good win tonight, Lane. That's hell of racing. I loved it. For
sure there. Well, nevertheless here, Austin, great to see you back here in another top spot. Congratulations taking a second place today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the number 55, Austin Cornpost. All right, now time to chat with Well, I constantly consider be kind of our sleeper of the two here, race fans. Alan Marr in the number 9 coming away today in 3rd place. And Alan, congratulations getting the podium done here today. And I call you a bit of a sleeper hit because honestly, most people didn't even have you on their radar there. But that last bit, you were giving both of them a little bit of some sweat and maybe a little bit of some blood dripping down their foreheads, just thinking about how hard it was going to be to deal with you if you came up.
Oh yeah, I knew I had a good chance at it. Got into a little bit of trouble early on in the race. Battle back from the back. Was hoping those two would get in each other and I could squeeze by, but I know if we made it a 3-way fight, we were probably all going to end up in the fence at the end. So was hoping they'd get into each other, but they kept it clean. So top 3 ain't too bad.
Top 3 ain't too bad at all. And I know with the way the points are starting to kind of wind down, races starting left to go. I got to believe, honestly, this is kind of a bit of a boost in confidence here to really try to make a showcase for it again to get back into these top 3 positions, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had some bad breaks this year, some to my own fault, some to others, but good to be back up front, and hopefully we can maintain it and finish strong.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Alan, coming away today here from the 3rd spot, just barely below Lane and Cornpost. So I got to ask you, buddy, who are we taking away today for this 3rd place finish in?
Yeah, thanks to Alan Tillery, Buick, GMC, Buchanan Resort, AL Contractors, Bobby and Scott for putting all this stuff together. BJ, it's a fun league.
Absolutely, indeed. Well, Alan, thank you so much for coming on by today here, man. Congratulations getting it done here in the 3rd spot.
Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, once more time here for Alan Marr, the number 9. And with that, race fans, that all but does it for us tonight. What a performance. What a race. What a night. Absolutely wonderful to see. We hope you've enjoyed it. A big thank you again to Spot Auto Sales, Alan Tillery, Buick, GMC, ALC Contractors, and Buchanan Resort. Thank you, everyone, and thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, take care of yourselves.